Okay, boss. Next we get into next set of concepts where we try to understand. Slowly we're getting into BW. We're trying to learn about SAP BW, right? We're trying to understand what objects do we have in BW, how does it work out, what is the kind of architecture do we work in, what all components do we have in it. We try to understand on this. Okay. Now, so SAP BW is a software which works on 3-tier architecture. You understand what is 3-tier? Boss? Generally, any application you would have 3 layers in it. You'll have database layer, application layer, and presentation layer. Okay. So now in the database, similar way, even BW would have 3 layers: database layer, application layer, and what? The client system. Client, nothing but the interface. Application layer. What do you call it? Presentation layer. Okay, was fine. Yeah. In the database layer, I would have my database. I told you we can install BW on any database you want. So in the database layer, you would go and have a database. And in the application server, application layer, you are going to have all my programs which are written with ABAP, built by SAP, and given you as a packaged software. In the application layer, when I say application server, program. If I install the same programs into my local system, that becomes a server. Server system is something where server software is running. Client system is something where client software is running. If I install my server software into my own client, my own system, then it becomes what? Server. Server is pedda system, client is chinna system ani kaadu. Server is some system where server software is running in. Client system is something where client software is running in. That's it. Okay. So you'll have database. In the application layer, SAP has given you a packaged set of programs built by ABAP to implement the concept of data warehousing. So they have given you some programs for extraction, for modeling, for reporting. All those programs have been built in those. You just have to use those programs and build your data warehousing applications. Okay. Now once we have this application layer and database layer, to work on it, I need to have a GUI. So in the presentation layer, I use SAP GUI and get connected to the server and start working onto it. That's why in the last class, what we did, we have a server, and to get connected to the server from the client, what I did, we have installed SAP GUI in the client system, and once we have the GUI installed, using that we can start getting connected to the server. Done? Clear? Okay, fine. So that is what we could use SAP GUI software to get connected to any of the servers. Okay. Next. So it will be in 3-tier architecture like this, and we are getting into functional architecture of BW. Okay. I'm not expecting you to, from this, I'm not expecting you to learn about మొత్తం నేట్ చేసుకోవాలని కాదు. BW ఫ్లేవర్ ఎలా ఉంటుందో ఏమేమి ఉంటుంది BW అంతే. నువ్వు బుక్లో రాసుకుని ఎవరు నేను ఇంటర్వ్యూ పోతే టెల్ మీ BW ఆర్కిటెక్చర్ ఎవరు చెప్పడు. ఓకే, నువ్వు ఇది వేరే కోసం నేర్చుకుంటున్నా, నీ కోసం అండర్స్టాండ్ చేసుకో. అంటే BW అంటే ఏముంటుంది ఇంతకి దాంట్లో అని నేర్చుకోవాలంటే. We just trying to understand more components or functionality of BW. But there will be never a question in the interview saying tell me BW architecture అని ఎవడు అడగడు కోసం. కానీ మరి ఎందుకు చెప్తున్నారు అంటే BWలో ఏమేమి ఉంటుంది, దాన్ని ఎలా వర్క్ అవుతుంది అంతవరకే. జస్ట్ ఒక సినిమా స్టోరీ లాగా అర్థం చేసుకో అంతవరకు. దానిలో అన్ని పాయింట్స్ రాసేసుకుని బట్టి కూడా అట్లా పోతుంది. కాన్సెప్ట్ లాగా నేర్చుకో. దట్స్ వాట్ ఐమ్ లుకింగ్ అట్. ఓకే బస్, look at this. So this is the complete BW bus. Okay, this is what BW is, and in this BW what all we can do bus. As it is, we already know BW is a data warehousing application. So it must have 3 things mainly. What? Extraction flexibility. So BW should enable me with tools and techniques or options or adapters or connectors which can enable me to extract data from different transaction systems into BW, and should give me options to store my data, to model my data, and should give me tools to do reporting also, and to do mining also, to do planning also. Yeah, that is what the BW software should be. That is what we are expecting. Already our mindset to unnama adi etlundi chusam. Okay, nalugu this in BW as part of ETL layer. Okay, as part of extraction layer or ETL ante extraction, transformation and loading. Okay, As per ETL layer, what SAP does is it gives you different adapters or connectors through which you can connect to different applications, or through which you can interface, or through which you can interact with other applications to BW bus. Okay, let's say you get into the real time world, you're facing some client, and my client says, boss, I have my SAP ECC application which has got all my transaction data in it, or let's say I've got Oracle apps in it for the client. Yeah, then he says we need to deliver some reports by bringing all this data into BW bus. Okay, now we should start understanding the situation and come out with the solution. How do we connect this application to BW bus? Now we should be able to specify what are the different adapters or connectors are available to connect this ECC to BW or Oracle apps to BW bus. That's the situation. Okay, boss. So now we need to understand what are the different adapters delivered by SAP, when to use what. Okay, boss. Okay. Now this will tell you the different connections what is been available and when to use what. Okay. Now first two things. Okay. Automatic create SAP system, manual create SAP system. Okay. What touches automatic, what touches manual. Okay. Either these two, we basically use these two adapters or connectors when you want to integrate any SAP application to BW bus. Let's say I have a scenario where I need to extract data from ECC to BW bus. So do I need to establish a connection, or do I need to have an adapter to connecting these ECC to BW? I can use SAP automatic or manual. Or let's say I have a scenario where I have got data in SAP APO or SAP HCM bus, SAP PLM, any SAP product, any SAP business suite. Any SAP business suite can be connected to BW by using these two connections or adapters, SAP connection automatic or SAP connection manual. Clear? Okay, one more point to be considered. If I have BW server 1 and I have got BW server 2, so I need to extract data from BW server 2 should be connected to BW server 1. You can have scenario like that also. Even then I use that connection. I treat that BW as a separate SAP application and connect that to BW through either SAP automatic or manual. Because you might have situations in very big clients where they maintain a separate data warehouse for each region. Say for North America they have a data warehouse, a BW one. They have another data warehouse for Asia Pacific region. They have another data warehouse for Europe region. And they want to build up one more enterprise data warehouse where they bring in data from all these three into one. Could be possible. So in that case, BW itself will act as a source for BW. Even in that case, we would use the same connections to connect us. Okay, boss, fine, good. The next connection we have is SAP Business Information Warehouse. We use this connection when you want the same BW server to act as a source for the same BW server. You can understand like a self loop. Yeah. So when do we use this? Okay, look at this now. Say in BW we have some data persistency objects. When I say data persistency objects, objects which physically store my data. We'll have objects like InfoCube. We'll have objects like ODS, master data, and objects like tables, what we refer. Yeah. So let's say I have a scenario. I have a BW server 1, okay, and this has got cube 1, and I've got another cube, like cube A and cube B. Both these cubes are in the same server bus. Now I have a requirement to extract data from cube A and load into cube B. Now what is my source system now? The same BW server acting as source for the same server bus. Adhe BW server ki, adhe BW server source ka work hota. Yeah. So that is what we call self loop or myself connection, and that is where we use this connection when you want to have the data loading happening within the BW containers, cube to cube, ODS to cube, ODS to ODS, ODS to any combination. When you are loading within the BW systems, we will be using this myself connection, or we call it as SAP Business Information Warehouse. Okay. Next, yeah, by default when the system is being installed, you will have this connection created. You don't have to create anything manually. Next, what is this? File systems. We use this adapter connection when you want to extract data from the files, or let's say flat files we call it, or it supports two types of files. One is CS dot CSV and fixed length file. What do you mean by fixed length file? When I say CSV, each field value is separated with a comma. Yeah. And what do you mean by fixed length file? That you will not have any comma, no tab, no space, nothing. What they say is, first 10 characters is always customer number. Next 10 characters is always sales document number. TV na?
Looks like from TV.
I don't think it's from outside.
From outside.
Yeah. Okay, boss. Okay, Nana? Okay. Fire alarm okay. Fine. Now when you say we use this fixed length file or CSV, when I say fixed length file, they say, let's say you're extracting some sales database where you got to get sales order number, customer, price and amount. They say first 10 characters is always order number, next 10 characters is always customer number, next 5 characters is price and next 10 is amount. If they say they give a fixed length for each column, then we call them as fixed length files. So we can also extract data from fixed length files also like that. Yeah. Then there is something called DB Connect. By using DB Connect, you can extract data from SAP certified databases. Only SAP certified databases can be connected to BW by using DB Connect. And this DB Connect does use ABAP programs to connect us. To establish a DB connection to an SAP certified databases, it does use ABAP stack. ABAP stack and ABAP programs vadutundi. And performance wise, this is a lot better. But there are a lot of databases in the world, doesn't mean that you can connect anything. Only SAP certified databases only can be connected with DB Connect. Now, certified database could be this: Oracle, Informatics, MS SQL Server, DB2, DB4, DB6, ADA. Now we also have HANA into it, Oracle into all these are been included. 2628. Done. Okay. Only SAP certified databases only can be connected with DB connectors, and it basically the connection is established by using ABAP. Okay, ABAP stack. So the performance wise, it's a lot better. Okay? Then we have something called UD connectors, Universal Data Connectors. This can be used to connect any SAP, any application. Okay, we have something called UD Connect, which is Universal Data Connector, which is used to connect any application to BW bus, whether it could be SAP or non-SAP or any database, whether it is certified or not, anything can be connected using this. But only thing is this UD connector plays with Java bus, or built with Java programs, or built with Java stack bus. So the performance is slower when compared to DB Connect. I can connect any application using this UD Connect, right? Whether it is SAP or non-SAP database, anything can be connected using what? UD Connect bus. Okay? But only problem is this is played on Java connector, Java stack, Java programs. That's why it does use something like this: JDBC, Java database connectivity, ODBO, SAP query, XMLA. It does use these connectors to connect any of this bus. But since it is placed on Java stack, the performance should be slower when compared to other connections. The others are based on ABAP or RFCs bus, but this is based on Java stacks. Okay? And then we have something called web services, where you can extract data from XML files or from your web service. Let's say you've given some web service, you can also extract data from that XML or web service data into BW bus through using this connection. Yeah? Next, when you say Excel system with BAPIS, we use it when you want to extract data from some third-party detail tools. Yesterday, I was discussing that if there is a situation that BW is not able to establish a connection to a source connection, then we use some middleware ETL tools like BODS, where the external source is connected to BW with middleware ETL tool bus. So the external source will connect, your ETL tool will connect to that, and ETL other side ETL tool will connect to a BW bus. So when you want to connect the third party ETL tools to BW, we use this connector with external system with BAPI bus. Like say I have mainframes, I want to connect that to BW, which middleware as Informatica. So mainframe is connected to Informatica, Informatica connects to BW using this BAPI connections. Okay. Latestly with 7.4, he has given some more connections called ODP and a concept. There's something called operational data provisioning. Okay? So with ODP, you have some new type of connections being introduced. Okay. Clear on this now? Yeah. This is the connections available. Now, use either of these connections and do what? Establish a connection and extract the data from different source to BW bus. Okay. And the data what is brought to BW can be stored or can be staged in 4 different containers. One is what? PSA, master data, ODS or cube. By various source నుంచి extract చేసిన డేటాని ఈ 4 ఆబ్జెక్టులు ఎక్కడో దగ్గర పెడతాం అన్నట్టు. Either is stored in PSA or either is stored in master data or ODS or cube bus. Okay. Now let's see one by చూడు ఆ బొమ్మలను తెలిసిపోతుంది చూడు. See, these all are normal icons which indicates they are like normal tables. It's a more bomb like normal database table. Okay, but look at this one. This is given you as like a cube, which is a multi-dimensional object. Where these like PSA, your master data or ODS are like normal tables, but this is like a multi-dimensional object. Okay, good. Now look at this. So what are, when you're extracting data from different source, you might be extracting either master data or transaction or both. Generally we get both master data as well as transaction data also. Let's say whatever the data you're extracting, whether it is master data or transaction data, as soon as my data and through any connection, whether it is DB connect, UD connect, BAPI, SAP, automatic, anything it is, as soon as my data enters into BW, it is staged into a table called PSA. Persistent staging area, temporary staging area. Whether it is master data or transaction data or any connection, whatever it is, as soon as my data enters into BW, it does enter into a table called PSA table, which is we refer it as persistent staging area, temporary staging area. Okay, boss. Once it comes into it, let's say the data what is coming into PSA is a master data. Then what you'll do? You'll push it to what? You'll push it to master data container, which is nothing, we call them as master data tables. So we'll push master data to master data tables, and next we have something called what? Operational data store. OD stands for operational data store, which can hold anything. It can hold master data in it, or it can also hold transaction data also in it. Depending on the scenario, we'll be using it. And then the data and then transaction data will purely transaction data gets into what? Cube. And once the transaction data gets into cube, we can use that data for multi-dimensional analysis. That's the concept. Multi-dimensional analysis can be done on top of this cube. Cube is a multi-dimensional model. When it's a multi-dimensional model, data is stored at one form and can be analyzed from multiple angles. We'll discuss more on multi-dimensional modeling. Okay, boss. Then, once the data is stored either in the cube or ODS or master data, whatever it is, then we can expose these objects to reporting. Boss. Now you loaded all the data into cube, and I can expose the cube for reporting. Means I can do reporting on top of this cube. So in BW we have some components built in available for reporting also. We use a component called what is Business Explorer suite. When I say suite, it has got some set of components like query designer, analyzer, web application designer, web analyzer, report designer. We have 5 components. Yeah. And all these 5 components together we call it a suite, Business Explorer suite, which is used for reporting. Okay, through which you design your queries, you create your web dashboards, web reports. All those can be done with Bex there. Okay. Then so we have flexibility for ETL, modeling, and then reporting. Then we have something called administration workbench, where you can use it for administrating things. Like say, now extracting data from a source to BW, is it one day job or is it continuous job? Every day the data get generated there and you need to keep bringing it. So how do I schedule that? So we have in BW we have flexibilities of scheduling those as a job. Okay. Now once it is scheduled, it will be running it automatically, and I need to have some flexibility for monitoring it, whether it is data is going through successfully or not. I need to monitor that. So for scheduling, monitoring, and administration of user management, security, authorizations, all those flexibilities we have as part of administration. Okay, scheduling of data loads, monitoring of data loads, and again user management about authorizations, security, user creations, roles, profile management. All those can be done as part of administration. So we also have those in BW. Yeah. And then we have something called open up service or open up destination. We have something called open up service or open up destination, which can help you to retract the data back from BW to other applications. I told you, in a case where you're using BW as an enterprise data warehouse, you bring all data consolidate. From there, if my client is happy, you can do reporting there, or you can distribute it to other data marts, other agile data marts for reporting this. So when I got to export my BW data back to other applications, or when I got to retract the data back, I must use open up destination or info scopes, or they call it as open up service or open up destinations. So BW has got the ETL part, modeling part, reporting part, administration part, and exporting data back to other applications also. This is what all we have BW. So knowing what BW can do, when you get onto some clients and when you get onto the discussions, they don't say, boss, I want BW. When you go as a sales guy, they don't say, I want to have BW unload. I've got what Samasya I've got a lot of transaction systems, lot of data. I want it is becoming really tough to analyze the data and then integrate data from both applications and analyze. What Samasya what Samasya solution in the BW, that's the concept. So then you start proposing him that there is, so BW అంటే ఏం తెలుస్తుంది కాబట్టి you should start thinking what should be my best case where I can use BW. ఎలాంటి బిజినెస్ కేసులో నేను BW ప్రపోజ్ చేయగలుగుతాను అనే కాన్సెప్ట్. Clear in this bus? So you understood what BW would be doing and what you can do with BW. So what is the time? So then I'm just trying to, I'm not expecting you to learn completely now. I'm just running through so that you will just get first run through to know what all we have in BW. Okay. So in BW we will be using something called info objects. Yeah. Now what do you mean by info object? Yeah. Now try to understand this. Let's say you might have worked on some database or some application. Let's say you looked at some Oracle database. You know what is a table? So table will have columns. Yeah. Normally in database what they do, they refer each column of a table as a field. Or let's say you worked on ABAP, so you know what is a database table, you know what is a column. Or BO, you know what is a dimension or a measure. Each value, like each column, is what we refer it as field bus. Right? In the source systems or in the source applications, each column of a table they refer it as field, and the same field in BW we refer it as info object. Clear? So each column of a table in BW we refer it as info object, but whereas source they refer it as field of a column of a column of a table. Yeah. Clear? So and in BW we'll have different types of info objects what we deal with. We'll have something like characteristics, key figures, time characteristics, unit characteristics, and we'll have something called technical characteristics and different types. Now what is what? Just point to point. See, any business subject was, any descriptive information or any business subject what you want to analyze would be your characteristic. Say for example, customer number, customer name, region, cost center, company code, controlling area, sales organization, distribution channel, division, country, region, state, district, all this would be your characteristics. What is what you refer as a dimension in BO. Done? Okay. Arthamayindha point. All descriptive information like say customer address is also a characteristic. Any business subject what you want to analyze or descriptive information would become your characteristics. Inka morataga maatladalante which cannot be aggregated. అంటే కస్టమర్ నంబర్ C100 ప్లస్ కస్టమర్ నంబర్ C200 ఎంత, అడ్రస్ కుక్కట్పల్లి ప్లస్ అడ్రస్ బాలాజీ నగర్ ఎంత యాడ్ చేయొచ్చా? అవన్నీ క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్స్. ఏవైతే నువ్వు యాడ్ చేయలేవు, ఏవైతే నువ్వు అగ్రిగేట్ చేయలేవు, ఆల్ దోస్ ఆర్ క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్స్. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ ఇస్ మెజర్స్. ఓకే, key figures. In BO you refer them as measures, which can be quantified. Any object or any column which can be quantified is your measure. ఎంత రెవెన్యూ, ఎంతమంది ఎంప్లాయీస్, క్వాంటిటీ ఎంత అమ్మినావు, ఎంత స్టాక్ అమ్మినావు, ఎంత ఉంది స్టాక్, ఎంత ఎన్ని అని లెక్కేసి క్వశ్చన్ వేసి ఆన్సర్ చెప్పగలిగితే విచ్ కెన్ బి క్వాంటిఫైడ్, విచ్ కెన్ బి మెజర్డ్ ఈజ్ వాట్ కీ ఫిగర్ ఈస్, ఆర్ విచ్ కెన్ బి అగ్రిగేషన్ కెన్ బి పర్ఫార్మ్డ్ on the fields or info objects on which you can perform aggregation. నిన్న రెవెన్యూ 1000, ఈరోజు రెవెన్యూ 2000, మొత్తం ఎంత రెవెన్యూ అంటే యాడ్ చేస్తున్నావు కదన్నా. సో ఆన్ విచ్ యూ కెన్ పర్ఫార్మ్ అగ్రిగేషన్ ఫంక్షన్ లైక్ సమ్, మిన్, మ్యాక్స్, ఆల్ దోస్ we call them as key figures, nothing but measures. Okay, good. And next we have something called time characteristics. So time characteristics nothing but info objects which give you more information about time factor data like date, month, year, quarter, fiscal period, fiscal year. All this is what we call them as time characteristics. So time characteristic is also a characteristic, but a special type of characteristic which gives you time data, like date, month, year, week. Time characteristic కూడా క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్ ఏమంటే స్పెషల్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్ విచ్ గివ్స్ యూ, విచ్ ఫోకసెస్ ఆర్ విచ్ కాన్సన్ట్రేట్స్ మెయిన్లీ ఆన్ గివింగ్ యూ టైమ్ ఫ్యాక్టర్ డేటా లైక్ మంత్, డేట్, ఇయర్, క్వార్టర్, వీక్, అది. Done. Okay, then we have something called unit characteristics. Unit characteristic is a type of object which hold only two types of data. One is list of currencies in it, INR, Euro, USD, పెట్టుకుంటుందా. So when I want some info object or when I want some column which can hold list of currencies in it or which can hold list of unit of measures like kgs, liters, bags అని పెట్టాలంటే అలాంటి బోత్ కేసెస్లో మాత్రం యూనిట్ క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్స్ వెళ్తాం. యూనిట్ క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో ఏ క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్ బట్ స్పెషల్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్ విచ్ విల్ హోల్డ్ లిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ కరెన్సీస్ ఇన్ ఇట్ ఆర్ లిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ యూనిట్ ఆఫ్ మెజర్స్ ఇన్ ఇట్. Clear? Okay. Then we'll have something called technical characteristics which are basically used for data management in targets. Like say, can you load data into cube? Yes. Yeah. So when you load data into cube, I need to manage the data. Let's say, will you be loading once or will you be loading regularly? Regularly. So I need to differentiate. These are the records which came in yesterday. These are the records which came in today, right? So what I do is I maintain this data with respect to something called request number. So request number is nothing but for every instance of loading you would generate one request number first. Appudu emaithe nenu 5 times cube load chesanu anko, how many requests will have? 5. So you'll have request R1 for first 10 records. Next 10 records what you load on the next day you would have R2. For the next set of 10 records what you load we will have what? R3 at a request number to it. So the columns which maintain this kind of data loading information about request number, data packet, record number, all this is what we refer them as technical characteristics. So out of all these 5 types you can never create a time characteristic or technical characteristic. You can only use what is delivered by SAP. When you get onto BW you will have something called business content. When I say business content, like say you heard about now cubes, ODS, master data, info objects, reports, BEX queries, all lots of stuff. For every type of object SAP has given some ready-made objects delivered by you. There are ready-made DSOs, ready-made info objects, ready-made master data, ready-made cubes, ready-made BEX queries, what not. There are lots of ready-made objects delivered by SAP which we refer that as business content object. So if the object which is delivered by SAP, if it suits your requirement then you would use that. Okay. If it doesn't suit your requirement you would customize it and then use it, or if nothing satisfies then you would go about creating customized object altogether. So customer you మొత్తం స్టార్టింగ్ నువ్వు క్రియేట్ చేసుకుంటావు. క్లియర్? బట్ ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ టెక్నికల్ క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్స్ అండ్ టైమ్ క్యారెక్టరిస్టిక్స్ యూ క్యాన్ నెవర్ క్రియేట్ యువర్ ఓన్. You can only use existing time characteristics or existing technical characteristics delivered by SAP. Okay. So you understand now what is info object. Yeah? Then master data. Now what is master data? What is master data? Information about any entity. Yeah? But in BW, what it does is, in BW we divide the master data into three types first. Attribute, text, hierarchy, sir. You asked me, do you normalize in BW? Yes. We do normalize the data in BW by split. This is why we are splitting into three types first. Instead of storing all the mass data as a single table, where I'll have redundancy of data, where the database becomes denormalized, I am splitting this each mass data into three types here. Attribute data into separate table, text data into separate table, hierarchy data into separate table. Now the question is, what is attribute, what is text, what is hierarchy data? When I say attributes, it's all about properties. Say you are trying to build master data for customers. All the properties of customer is what we refer to as customer attribute data, customer master attribute data. Customer master lo attribute ఒక type, text ఒక type, customer hierarchies అని ఉంటున్నాడు. Customer attribute data అంటే all the properties or any what are the extra information what you want to know about a customer, one name, one పేరు, one ఊరు, ఏదైనా అవన్నీ attributes అన్నమాట. All the attributes or what information do you want to know about a customer is what you refer to as what? Attributes. Clear on this? Next you will have something called text data. See, understand this. So I have customer numbers like CN. For each customer I have given some unique number. Okay. C100, C200, C300 mugurunnaru customer. Okay. I give you a report like this and tell me which one is more easier for the business. Okay. I give you like C100, 200, 300 and their amounts like 1000, 2000, 3000 and this is a report I give it for analysis. That is one case one. Case two, what I will do, instead of showing the number, I will bring out some description through which my business can understand the number. I will say, actual customer C100 Cubex and I will say SR Nagar Cubex and pair vedta. Accenture Services, okay, say Genpact and so which one would be more suitable for business? Will you more understand the report from the second case or first case first? If you give them the report in first case, okay, patkun malvadu go paper pettuko C100, okay, I would see yes or no? Doesn't make sense. So he expects to see the description of the customer in what way he understands it. So right. Can this description differ from one language to another language? So BW is Unicode compatible where you can support multiple languages. I should be able to run this report. Either I log in my language in English or German, Arabic or whatever it is. Then what I do is 10,000, you would have 10,000 anna. Yeah, language is 10,000 is number is same, but what changes is descriptions, right? So what you do, you will use a text table to maintain the description in multiple languages first. And based on the login language of the user, the respective description will come into the reporting. That is the purpose of text table. For all the keys, you want to maintain descriptions in multiple languages. Depending on the language what my user login, it would bring in the results in the report. What English login is English description vastundi, German login is German description comes in. But it comes in only if you maintain those in the text table of so many. If you maintain 5 languages, you can bring in data for 5 languages. If there is no description available and let's say I have not maintained description in Arabic and user is logging into Arabic, then it does showing the key. Key means what? The C and description. Because there is no description maintained, it will show the name with the number. No more description available. Okay, done? So you understood about text first. Then you will have something called hierarchies first. Simple. When you want to store parent-child data or when you want to store a tree-like structured data, we go with hierarchies. Let's say I have customer data. I want to store information with requirement of reporting. Say I need to have country. When I expand country, I need to see state. When I expand state, I need to get districts. When I expand districts, I need to get customers. Like in BO, what do you have? Navigational paths. Same thing, we will have something called hierarchies in BWS. This is much more stable than what we have in BO. Here we will have different types of hierarchies we will have. Clear on this? So that's how. So when you want proper attributes data in attribute table, descriptions into text table, tree-like structured data or parent-child data, we push them into what? Hierarchies. This is how we will have 3 types of master data maintained in BWS.
So name comes in the text or attributes?
Which one?
Name from customer.
It depends. If you want maintain as attribute, you maintain. If you want maintain that as if you feel that the names change as per the language of login, then you maintain that as in the text table. and then give them in multiple languages. See, there is no hard and fast rule that you need to store this data in master data only or in cube or DSO bus, because my end user is no way worried whether you are storing or extracting or loading into cube or ODS bus. What is someone easy getting the required analysis or not? He is no least bothered whether you are storing data in cube or ODS or in master data PSN or you are not even extracting or remotely fetching data. He is not worried. Easy getting the required data in the required format with the required timing or required performance. That is what he looks at. Okay. So if that is the case, doesn't really make sense whether you are storing name in the mass attribute or in the text, as long as my customer is getting what he wants. If my customer says, I want to see the name along with customer number side by side, then I'll have to maintain it as attribute. If he says instead of the number I need to replace this with the naming, then I'll have to maintain that as text. So depending on the report requirement, also the modeling part changes. Okay. Yeah. Then we have something called InfoCube. So I was referring you, which is a bit now. In InfoCube, do you store transaction data or master data? Only transaction data. And is it a multi-dimensional model or two-dimensional model? When you looked at a table, it had rows and it had columns, means only 2 dimensions was. Now when you look at cube, it is multi-dimensional model. Now you understand multi-dimensional now here, look at this. Try to understand this now. Jahar means it is year was. So you understand this block is for 2000, the second block is for 2001 and third block is 2002 this way, okay. And try to understand this way. Kunde means it's a customer, yeah, in German. Now look at this block like this. So this block is for X customer, this is for Y, and this is for Z bus. And look at from this angle. Now look separated these blocks. So you'll have A block, B block, and C block. Okay. Now I ask you customer. I ask you a query saying, for customer in the year 2000, for customer Z and for product A, what was the value? No, here 25. So when as soon as I say 2000, I'll just pick up the only first block of it, and when I say Z in the first block, I just pick up only last corner block. Means I just pick up only this block of it, and when I say A, I just pick up only the upper layer of this block. This is not more counted, so it picks at what 25. Clear on this first? Okay. So that is how you can. That is what same number is being referred from 3 angles here. Imagine about 16 angles.
What is the 57?
57 would be for Z customer, irrespective of the product. He is not worried on the product. For all products it is. Summation. But this don't ask me to show like this in BW. You cannot see. This is a design, okay? In BW, the data is stored in tables only, but the tables are structured or joined in such a way it gets result as if it is stored like this. That's the concept. BW lopala cube ante itla kanapadundana maamul tables lagane untundi, and those tables are structured or joined in such a way it gives you out results in as if it is stored as a cube. That's the concept. Can cube laga undadu lopala. It's all tables and joined or formulated in such a way it gives you results as if it is stored like a cube. That's the concept. Okay. And it's a multidimensional, it's a container, it can hold data physically into it. And when I say multidimensional, it's a multidimensional object. And when I say additive functionality, let's say I have 5 records in my source. I bring all those 5 records into cube. By mistake, you load the same 5 records again. It doesn't go and overwrite. It adds up as a new set of 5 records. So how many records you will have in the cube now? 10. Do you see duplicate? Alla duplicate out in the cube. It is additive. So we should not load duplicate records to cube because it is additive. ఒక రికార్డ్ లోడ్ అయింది, మళ్ళీ అదే రికార్డ్ లోడ్ చేసి మళ్ళీ ఇట్ కీప్స్ యాడింగ్ ఇట్ అప్. ఇట్ డజంట్ గో అండ్ ఓవర్ రైట్ దిస్. ఓకే వాస్ ఫైన్. We'll see this. Now I said cube is a multi-dimensional model, right? Cube is a multi-dimensional model. This is how it is. But I told you, in the cube, in the BW, we don't store it like this. It is actually, it's all tables, set of tables joined in a certain sequence or certain format to give you results as if the data is stored in this form. So how is those tables structured out and how those tables have to be joined out is what extended star schema or BW star schema. So SAP has given you certain schema and a certain model or certain design, how the tables, what all tables we need to use, how those tables have to be joined to result in this multidimensional value. That is what extended star schema. అర్థమైందన్న మల్టీడైమెన్షనల్ మోడల్కి స్కీమాకి లింక్ అర్థమైంది. మల్టీడైమెన్షనల్ అనేది ఒక కాన్సెప్ట్, ఎన్ని యాంగిల్స్ నుంచి అయినా డేటాను అనలైజ్ చేయాలని అనేది ఒక కాన్సెప్ట్. ఆ కాన్సెప్ట్ని ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తూ ఎస్ఏపి వాడు ఒక స్కీమా తెచ్చాడు. ఏమని, ఇన్ని టేబుల్స్ పెట్టుకోండి, ఈ టేబుల్స్ ఇట్లా జాయిన్ చేసుకోండి, ఈ విధంగా పెట్టుకుంటే నీకు రిజల్ట్స్ క్యూబ్ లాగా వస్తుంది. అది కాన్సెప్ట్. ఆ డిజైన్ చెప్పినాడే, ఆ డిజైన్ ఈజ్ వాట్ ఎక్స్టెండెడ్ స్టార్ స్కీమ్. So the design of the tables or the design of the database in the BW, what we use or what we design to get the results of a multidimensional object is what extended star schema is. So మనం క్యూబ్ బొమ్మ నేర్చుకోము, మనం స్కీమా నేర్చుకుంటాం. అంటే ఇఫ్ యూ స్టార్ట్ స్టోరింగ్ డేటా యాజ్ పర్ ది స్పెసిఫికేషన్స్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ స్కీమా, యూ విల్ స్టార్ట్ గెట్టింగ్ ది రిపోర్ట్ రిజల్ట్స్ ఇన్ ఎ మల్టీడైమెన్షనల్ ఫామ్. అది కాన్సెప్ట్. వాట్ ఎస్ఏపి as per the suggestions what is given by SAP, as per this schema, if you design your database, the resulting queries will start giving you effect of multi-dimensional concept. Did you understand this point? That's about cube. So we'll have different types of cubes, but just the names. We'll have 7. Okay, standard cube, real-time cube, direct access cube, cube based on function model, based on back. We'll see, you get to use when you get onto the system, but you should know that there are some different types of cubes here. The next content we are referring it to what? ODS was. In 3.x we are calling it as ODS. In 7 we call it as DSO, data store object. 3.x lo ODS lo endante operational data store. In 7 we call it data store object. వొకాబులరీ కొత్త లో చూస్తే అంత ఏం ఉండదు, అంత మామూలు. రైట్. సో ఇట్స్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఇట్స్ ఎ 2-dimensional ఆబ్జెక్ట్. అంటే వాట్ డస్ ఇట్ మీన్? ఈజ్ ఇట్ నాట్ లైక్ ఎ టేబుల్? ఇట్స్ లైక్ నార్మల్ టేబుల్, అండ్ దిస్ కెన్ కంటైన్ ఎయిదర్ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ డేటా ఆర్ మాస్ డేటా డిపెండింగ్ ఆన్ ది సినారియోస్. అండ్ మేజర్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ ODS is it is works with overwrite functionality. When I say overwrite, what? Let's say I have record in the source, I load into BW. If I load the same record again to BW, what? How many records will have? 2 or 1? In ODS I'll have 1 because of the same key fields, primary keys, it will overwrites that. But whereas cube adds up. So elanti scenario lo man ODS vaartam. Let's say I'm extracting data from source to maintain the correct results. If I need to overwrite, I'll be using ODS. If I need to add up, I'll use what? Cube. Adi concept. Again, you'll have different types of ODS like standard DSO, direct update DSO, and then what? Write optimized DSO. Okay. Then we'll have something called concept of multi-provider bus. Simple multi-provider. Let's say you know what is cube now. మొత్తం తెలుసు cube అంటే ఏం తెలుసు. Let's say I have one cube which has got all my sales data in it. I have one more cube which has been loaded with finance database. Now I'm trying to create a report which needs 2 KPIs in it. One is sales order value. What is the billing amount? Sales order value comes from the sales cube, but the billing amount will come from the finance cube, or invoice amount I want. Invoice amount will be coming from finance cube. So I need to design a single SQL statement or single report which actually gets data from 2 cubes bus, where I need to combine the data bus. Then I'll be using something called multi-provider to do this. So multi-provider is actually a virtual layer built on top of these 2 cubes, and then we do reporting on top of it. So when I run a query, it triggers multi-provider. Multi-provider will split the query into 2 sub-queries, execute those 2 sub-queries on the 2 base cubes, get the results back, combine it and sends it. Combine means it is union. A plus B. Data from A, data from B is all combined and sent. No joining here. It's union. And it is virtual. When I say virtual, what? There is no data physically present in multi-provider. Only during runtime of my query, it actually reads data from the base providers and then give you. So we use multi-provider to build a virtual layer on top of these cubes. Okay. So when do we use this? When you want to when you want to combine data, or when you want to unify the data from multiple providers and then project through reporting. Clear on this? Okay. Same thing if you want to join multiple providers with a union operation, sorry, with a join operation like inner join or left outer join or temporal joins, we use something called InfoSet. See, in multiple also I can join one cube, one ODS, two cubes or two cubes, three ODS, there is no limitation there. But when I combining there, it's all union, ante all data of A, all data of B, combination of it. When I say InfoSet, it's joining, only common records are joined. Inner join or left outer join or temporal joins are performed when you use what? InfoSet. So let's say you want to do reporting on two providers by joining the data, then I would go with what? InfoSet. When you want to do reporting on two providers, when you want to unify the data, then I'll go with what? Multi-provider. Then we'll have something called scheduling of process. We'll have something called process change. So I was referring to something called scheduling, loading of data from source to BW. Is it one-time job or regular job? It's a continuous job, right? So when you want to do it as a continuous job, so we have something graphical component which you can build in to set up all your processes. You'll have thousands of processes to be done daily. So you'll build up a graphical flow chart like thing, like we call it as process change, by listing out all the processes what it needs to be performed, and then schedule the process change. So when the process is scheduled to run every day, it will be performing all the processes which has been listed in the chain. So we can use this process chain to automate the loading concept or to schedule your data loading. Okay, was fine. Did you understand this? Simple. But here we don't use a third-party tool. BW itself will have scheduling capabilities. Then we have something called monitoring. When I say monitoring, what? Let's say you are running the loads daily, and how do I say? Let's say now this is a process chain. Now when it's running, if the process is successful, it does show you green. Okay. If it is failed, it show you red. Now, if it is red, I'll have to get into details and understand why it is failed, what was the reason behind it, and then start fixing it. So in BW we have all those monitoring capabilities where you can check the results and then fix the issues also. Okay. And then in BW we also have component for reporting as what? BEX Business Explorer, and does have components like Query Designer, Analyzer, WAD, Report Designer, Web Analyzer. Basically, Query Designer is what you're seeing it below. We use it to design a query. Query is like question or put onto a database. Yeah. And when you say Analyzer, it is a combination of Excel with some add-ons in it. Yeah. And WAD, Report Designer, Web, these are all relevant for web. Let's say you're running a report onto browser, and I want to customize that output of the browser with a lot of layout, charts, all those stuff. I can do that with WAD bus. And you heard about something called Design Studio now, newly. That is actually the replacement of BEX WAD. It is, but that is given not in BW, that is given as part of business objects. Future is Design Studio. Okay. And then we see in this GUI. So this is a client software what you install in the client system to get connected to any SAP server. Once you install, what do? You basically add your system and then select this and start connecting to server and start performing your operations. You just once you say login, you give your login at the login credentials and login, and then you start working on your BW server. Yeah, and the same GUI can be used to connect to any SAP, whether it is BW or SAP Business Suite also can be connected from this. Yeah. So we'll start with here. So this is the kind of objects we would have it. Yeah. Okay.